Lekker guys. My name's Gunther and I'm opinionated. In terms of travel photography, when I go out shooting or we go on holiday, it looks something a little like this. Hey guys, let's check it out. $70-200 Benro Pro ND filters, my trusty R5 with a 15 to 35 millimeter lens. Cage also fits onto my Benro tripod, so that is super easy to use. This is all a great system, but I have to be honest, that bag weighs a ton. When I go on holiday, and when we are talking and diving into travel photography, if I'm going on holiday and I want to go and capture something very specific, and I do love myself a little landscape, similar to these that I took down in Belito, I'd use different lenses and different kit, and I want the maximum image quality that I can get out of it, depending on how big the prints are going to be or whatever I want to do with it. And that is exactly why I love that R5. The 70-200 hiking in the Drakensberg shot 70-200 most of the times. I preferred the shots out of that versus the wide angles where I would have thought it would have been the other way around. But that combination is golden for me. It's key. I love it, it works. Except when you're traveling with two kids. Diving into going on a holiday and literally trying to separate these two things. And photography is in me, man. I can't get rid of it. I can't stop thinking about it. It's part of me. And I think it will always be a specific part of me. Going out onto a holiday with my family and just wanting to spend as much time as possible with them, carrying this bulky thing around is a mission. It is literally a story, and you're constantly worrying about where it is and is it getting damaged and not taking anything away from this piece of kit, which turned out to be one of the best holiday and travel cameras that I've ever experienced. And I reiterate this, I would never want to give that stuff away. It is exactly what I want and need, and I know and have a confidence every time I switch it on, I know exactly what I'm going to get out of it. But with this, I can't explain a holiday that I had more fun and more time, felt more involved with the family, just going out and shooting with the XT. The Fujifilm system is a bit of a hit and miss in specific situations. When it came into the South African market, it was new on the market and it literally came out in the XT1. And it was a situation where we experienced the top end photographers still on DSLR were intrigued by this fancy new little holiday camera toy. We eventually started seeing the migration from people coming from DSLR migrating to mirrorless with the XT2. It was a big turning point in the South African market, and we were first adopters to that technology. And it did take some of the other big brands quite a while to transition into focusing on mirrorless systems. And that put me in a situation where I switched to Fujifilm, went onto this holiday with my family. And when you understand and know the settings on these Fujis, it gave me the best image quality directly out of the camera. Looking at JPEGs, shooting JPEGs, that was it. It was so easy, quick and easy to run, setting it up with Wi-Fi connectivity to your phone. So taking photographs, connecting to your phone, downloading the images, and being able, it's features that are available in every camera on the market right now. All the new stuff has these features built in. But once again, just the look and feel and touch, and because it was such a light and easy to use system, this with a 35mm f2 captured this entire holiday. Getting the kids at home in these beautiful little portraits, kind of testing it and tuning it in with your different apertures and ISO, getting grainy effects and feels, hitting the road, being able to pick it up quite quick and easy, point and shoot, there you go. It's one focal length. It is exactly what you need to document a holiday with a family. It isn't a big and obtrusive thing. It doesn't change the body language of the family when I pick it up and point it towards them. versus this thing, which is quite a piece of kit if you're hand holding that. It is cumbersome, it is heavy, you kind of end up in a situation where you're wondering, am I going to take that bag out of the car and drag it with to the beach or not? That, once again, still has its place. Shooting the kids on the beach and running around in the water, I would take that with and hit them with that 70-200 to get that incredible image quality. But once again, traveling down, grabbing quick images and quick captures of the family. I mean, playing around with very slow shutter speeds is a 25-minute exposure of people breaking down a stage that was set up on the beach. But, you know, just in that moment, the image quality, the richness of the colors, the ease of use, it felt exciting. I don't know how to describe it, but it was quick and easy to get it up and running. Looking at taking them into low light conditions, obviously you're only going to get so much out of a crop sensor versus a full frame. Looking at the images and how this little Fuji handles noise reduction in camera, if you set it up correctly, the image quality, even at high ISOs, is phenomenal. We're scrolling through these images and that's exactly what you want. You're out there, you're experiencing Sharka Marine Aquarium, and you know, the kids are up there against these monstrous fish in a tank, and it just in that moment, quick and easy. It's not cumbersome, it's not big, it's not heavy, it's easy to carry around. And that put me in a position where it kind of, when the topic came on my table about the best travel camera, I was in mixed feelings. There are so many options out there on the market at the moment. I mean, depending on what activities you're getting involved in and where you are literally going around or what you're doing and what you want to videograph or take photos of or whatever. There are so many different options in terms of travel cameras and options out there. GoPros, Insta360s, DJI Osmos, and a lot of people go, yeah, but that's an action camera. Man, I've taken some excellent footage of the family and holidays and trips and just behind the scenes of me going out on the rocks and doing my landscape photography. Every camera has its place on the market. And I think this is probably one of the cameras that I enjoy the most in terms of going on a holiday and taking memories. I'm not taking high image quality for prints, and these are hanging in my house. We've got these printed out. This is part of memories. This is part of us. And this is one of my favorite images of my wife. It's in that moment. It is beautiful. The image quality, the noise, the film simulations out of the Fujis. And I'd gladly dive into a review of one of these. If you guys are interested, hit us up in the comment section below. But when it comes down to what is the best travel camera, this camera is going to be absolute garbage if you're traveling to the Masai Mara for the Great Migration. Then you're looking at something that you want better image quality out of, a bigger lens, you get these lenses for, it's an interchangeable lens system, so you can get a longer lens for the Fujis. I'm not blowing them up, but for going on a family holiday, but looking at a camera for a family holiday, traveling with my family, just wanting to be a little bit more in the moment. Again, I'm all about the photography. I love it, I enjoy it. I find it addictive to a point where I can't go somewhere without a camera. And I've been trying to be more part of the family and in terms of traveling with them. This has made me fall in love with the moment once again. In conclusion, what I'm trying to say is when you're looking at a travel camera, if you're traveling abroad, if you're traveling wherever, do you want to vlog? Do you want to shoot some video? Do you want to do some time lapse? Everybody that comes into the store and we start setting up cameras and differentiating between which settings are needed where, and we get to the interval timers, I always tell them, quickest and easiest way to do a time lapse of your travel. Get a GoPro, get an Insta360, Ace Pro, whatever. These things are built for that. You set it up and you forget about it and it gives you a beautiful time lapse. Great. But if you want to go and capture those memories in a way that you've never seen it before, you want better image quality, and that is something that you can expect out of this system. But if you're going to travel specifically for photography and you want to get that image quality out of a situation and you want to go and create something, these things all have their place on the market depending on what you want to do. So get into contact with the go-to guys at Outdoorphoto and find out exactly what it is you need to capture that moment. This is my conclusion. I'm Gunther. Cheers. I'm out.